Tires. They should. Hoiberg would make a difference. Would they suspend this for this game? Hoiberg would have made a difference. Would it?
I'm not muted, am I? Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, June.
Good evening.
Good evening. Are we ready to begin, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you like to read your bit out first?
Yeah. In
Thank
the
you.
interests of openness and transparency, this meeting is being recorded. This meeting is streamed. It will be posted in its entirety by Fleggburgh Parish Council on YouTube. Also, others may record and post this meeting on social media. If you wish to protect your anonymity, please anonymise your username on Zoom and avoid using video. Please be advised that if you wish to speak during the public forum or at any other time during the meeting, your anonymity cannot be guaranteed.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. Well, good evening and welcome to Fleggburgh Parish Council meeting. If anyone disrupts this meeting, the clerk will either mute them or put them in the waiting room. I hope this doesn't need to happen. If anyone needs to speak, they will need to raise their hand clicking on the icon and wait to be invited to speak. You will be allowed to speak only once on any particular motion. We will take votes on a roll call, so each person will be advised to say if they are in favour of a motion or not. Anyone who does not unmute themselves or speak up within a reasonable amount of time will be deemed to have abstained. At the end of the first session, you will need to log off and then log in to the second part of the meeting at 8:15. For avoidance of doubt, the agenda is one meeting with a short break in the middle, and the same rules do apply. We may not manage to get through the whole agenda, but we will try to do our best.
It depends what he did. If he cleared a whole bookcase and threw them and things, well, yeah.
Right, okay, so we go first of all to the public forum. 10 minutes for comments from public members of the public. Is there anyone?
Jackie Payne.
Hi, thank you. Speedwatch will hopefully start again in April. With the crossing data, it would be useful to know what we're going to count so that we can do that in the hour that we're at that particular location. If anyone could email me, that would be very useful. Secondly, I'd like to propose that the representative for the Village Hall Committee that sits on this committee has a standing agenda item so that the councillors can be updated and therefore parishioners on what's going on at the hall. And lastly, the height barrier, item number 13 of today. What access provision has been given to emergency services? I know we had an issue with bin emptying, and it occurred to me early hours this morning that an ambulance or fire engine couldn't get in. And I emailed Helsden and they said they haven't got the number for the lock, which I think is a health and safety breach. Also the bottle bank and the paper bank, which presumably would have financial implications for the village hall itself. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right, Has anybody else got any issues they'd like to raise? Jimmy, with regards that Jackie, with what Jackie was saying, we need to look at that then, obviously, to put an agenda item. In fact, we used to have an agenda item every month for the Village Hall committee, didn't we? To sort of report back for the committee meeting. But of course, I don't know if they've been having meetings, but we haven't been advised so. But that is a good idea to have that on the agenda. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, thank you. And obviously we'll have to look at the, or say we, or the Village Hall between them will have to look at the codes, as you say, for notifying ambulance, etc. So that at any time, if there was an urgent need to get in, they could.
Okay, we've got Frank with his hand up.
Yes, Frank.
Yeah, all I was got to say was, can you hear me?
Yes.
All I was got to say was everybody's been informed of the code apart from the emergency services. Everybody else has been notified.
Okay, thank you. Right. Anybody else wishes to say anything on the public forum? No? If we don't, we'll move on then to number 2, to receive and approve apologies for absence. Sean Haken, I don't know if you're
Sean is currently trying to get into the meeting, and he's having trouble for some reason. I can see him trying to. I've tried to admit him, and he's not coming in. So hopefully he will get in at some point, but at the moment he's not there.
Right. Okay. Thank you. And there's no other apologies. So we'll move on to number 3, declaration of interest for items and applications for dispensations. Just to mention, Great Yarmouth Borough Council have provided information on 2 applications for changes to be made to trees. One we were aware of last month, and one which has become only known to us in the last few days.
Okay, we've got John with his hand up.
Yeah, I would like to declare an interest in item 9, the NDP, as I am a poor trustee, but I do reserve the right to take part in the discussion and to vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, so we'll move on to number 4 then, to approve the minutes of the meeting held on Thursday the 18th of February 2021. You've all received a copy of the minutes. Keith Osborne, you have your hand up.
Yeah, just an observation. I note that the draft minutes are not being posted on the website, but the video is. Is that how we're going to do it in the future?
No, it is on the website.
Sorry?
It is on the website.
What time did it go on there, Jimmy?
It went on late. For some reason, it didn't post properly, but it's been on at least 2 days. But it's not something. It's not any type of policy change.
Okay, I can't. I have the website live on my screen, and all it says is videos of the February. Oh, I see. You've got draft minutes up there, and you got it down there twice. You got it on there twice.
Okay, basically. So you can see it there, yeah.
I can see it. Yeah, apologies. Okay. Yep.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any comments on the minutes, or do I have a proposer?
I propose we accept those.
Okay, Keith. So I've got you proposing. Frank, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Thank you. Okay, so the motion is to accept the minutes from last month. June, for or against?
4.
Andrew, for or against? 4. Thank you. Fran, for or against?
Oh, sorry, Jimmy, I wasn't present.
Yeah, okay, abstain, yeah. JR, for or against?
4.
Sean, for or against? No, he's still trying to get in. Richard, for or against?
4.
And John Walsh, for or against? Okay, John Walsh doesn't. John, are you here? Yeah.
Yeah, he's there.
Was that a 4, John?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so that's for the motion,
For.
yeah? Thank you. Motion carried, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Item 5 is to receive and note the clerk's monthly report. You all should have a copy of the monthly report. Yeah, okay. Nothing to.
Steve Osborne.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'd just like to enhance on the comments regarding the FPC social media policy, because I think the statement there doesn't fully relate to the correspondence that has gone between Jimmy and myself on this subject. Because the last email dated the 12th of March from Jimmy, he seems to, it seems to have not wished to put on there that he said, I feel that the social media policy can be edited at the first suitable opportunity, whereas he's saying we're fully compliant with regulations. Now, yes, we might be fully compliant with regulations because it depends on the government document as to which paragraph you refer to. And I believe Jimmy is referring to the one that says, if I'm a councillor, which says the national rules do not prevent councillors from tweeting and blogging at meetings, so they should be able to do so, provided it is not disruptive and does not detract from the proper conduct of the meeting. The paragraph I was in particular referring to was the one that says, can I film or audio record the meeting? Which says, yes, councillors and other local government bodies are required to allow any member of the public to take photographs, film and audio record the proceedings and report on all public meetings. But more importantly, the biggest change is we as a council voted in February that to put the videos of meetings on YouTube, which actually contradicts the social media policy that we passed previous to that. So it does need amending. And all I want to clarify is that Jimmy has agreed, the clerk has agreed that the document needs amended, whereas the report doesn't say that.
Yeah, okay. This is what I will say is, I do not believe we're breaking any regulations. However, given that Andrew Peake is going against social media policy, this is an extraordinary situation, I feel. So it was voted that the clerk can put the videos on YouTube. I do feel that could be, I do agree with you, Keith. I do feel that could be amended just to say that with authority, you know, either a parish councillor or the clerk could put it on YouTube or wherever else.
Yeah, I from reading the government document, I don't believe any councillor or any parishioner is contravening that document. I think that's the difference in opinion, really. There.
Okay.
I've read the document, you've read the document, and we disagree.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, thank you. So does that mean, Jimmy, that you will put that in?
Well,
the agreed change? Or?
We can't change it yet. We've got to change it with a full meeting, and it would be after 6 months, unless I believe it's 6 councillors ask for it to be included on the agenda, so that it can be changed.
Okay, thank you. So we'll move on now to planning. Right, so quite a lot on this, I'm afraid. There is Great Yarmouth Borough Council have provided information on 2 applications for changes to be made to trees. One we were aware of last month and one which has just become known to us in the last few days. Councillors have now been sent the information on both applications. We'll deal with A 6201026, and that's 7 the Village Main Road, Fleggburgh. This is about TPOs. You've got the information there, what they intend to do, or they're suggesting they're going to do with the trees. And basically the same with B. It's a similar thing, and they've put the reasons what they want to do to the tree and why. Should we take these one at a time and Does anyone have any comments on it? Frank, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, I think we should leave this to professionals. I don't think there's anybody on this committee who know anything about these trees. That's been done by the Borough Council, experts at the Borough Council. They've already inspected them. I think that's the end of story. Both of them.
Right, yes. Okay, anybody else got anything to say on it, or should we vote on those individually or together?
Well, I'd prefer individually, and
Individually, okay.
Fran's got a hand up.
Yeah,
Oh.
sorry, Jimmy, I seem to have lost my hand raising
Okay, that's fine.
icon. Yeah, I prefer to, like you, deal with them individually.
Okay, so should we take the first one? So do we have a proposer? Frank, are you proposing then that we accept the knowledge
Yeah,
of
I
the council?
propose we accept them. Yeah, what the council have said, the council experts.
Okay, thank you.
John.
I would second that.
Right, thank you.
So the proposal on table is to support what the council want to do, which I won't read it all out.
No.
June, for or against?
For.
Andrew, for or against?
For. Support.
Yep. Keith, for or against?
For.
Fran, for or against?
Yeah, can I just be clear? This is the 10026?
26, that's correct.
Yeah, for. Thank you.
Thank you. Sean, for or against? Are you there? No.
Yeah, for.
You are. Thank you, Sean.
Oh, hello,
Yeah,
Sean.
For.
Yeah.
Hello.
Richard.
May I make a point of order, please? A point of order? May I make, Chairman, may I make a point of order, please?
Yes, Andrew, yes.
This is the only time that Sean has just popped up now. How can we be sure that he has attended the meeting for the discussion? Without his attendance, he cannot vote on this matter. And whilst I'm making this point of order, we are not reassured that Councillor Sewell or Councillor Walsh is even in attendance, because we cannot see them on the screen, and indeed we cannot see you, June, Chairman, either. I would say that you are unable to vote on anything unless you are in attendance, and to prove
Really?
attendance, you need to be on the screen.
Okay.
Well, that isn't going to be possible.
Yeah. Richard, for or against?
For.
And John Walsh, for or against?
Yes, I am in attendance and it's for.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, so the final one on that is just to clarify.
Yeah, that was to support the application.
Okay, so we'll move on now to B, which is 0621 0078. Frank, you're proposing the same thing for the second application.
Yeah, we
Are you
propose
not?
that
Right.
exactly the same.
Do we have a seconder for that?
Richard?
Richard?
I'll second it.
Thank you.
Okay, the proposal is to support the application.
Yes.
0078. June, for or against?
For.
Andrew, for or against?
Support.
Keith, for or against?
For.
Fran, for or against?
Against.
Against. JR, for or against?
For.
Sean, for or against?
Abstain.
Abstain. And John Walsh, for or against?
For.
Thank you. Motion carried.
Thank you. The next one on the agenda is application received since the 12th of March. And this is 0621 0123 Rose Cottage, Rollesby Road, Fleggburgh. Subdivision of land to form one proposed dwelling plot with car space and provision of car spaces for existing dwelling. This was only received today by post. And so obviously it wasn't until this afternoon that you've been advised that this application is now online and the clerk has asked for an extension.
Yeah, correct.
For a matter of interest, have you managed to see this and study it? We're waiting for the response, which we haven't had from Great Yarmouth Borough Council yet. Am I right, Jimmy?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, we've got John with his hand up. Frank and Keith. So yes, John.
I'm sorry, I hadn't taken my hand down. I put it up to second to last
Okay.
one.
Frank.
All I want to say is, if you're discussing this, I declare an interest. That's what we do.
Thank you, Frank.
Okay, thank you. Keith.
Yeah, I'd just like to say, I think we can deal with this one tonight because there was a previous application 0558, which was for to put two dwellings on the plot, and we supported that, and that has now changed to one dwelling. So I would suggest we go with the same conclusions we came last time, and therefore we support it, and we can clear it this evening.
Okay, thank you. John Walsh, you had your hand up. Has it gone down again? No?
Well, I was going to say the same thing, that we dealt with this at a previous meeting at Rose Cottage, but I haven't had the time to look at this late application because it only came in a few hours ago. I personally think that we should be able to study it before we vote on it.
Right. Sean Aiken, you've got your hand up. Thank you, John.
Yeah, so this isn't on the agenda. And if this is the different application to before, we have to see it as a new application, don't we?
Yeah, sorry, it's under applications received since the 12th of March. So I'm reading it out tonight because it's literally come to the clerk today. But you're right, it's now only just been put online. So we've got Keith who thinks, you know, it would be okay to vote tonight. But if some haven't had a chance to see it, then we ought to see whether we get the extension. No, okay, fair enough.
I think if it's not on the agenda, then surely we can't discuss it.
Well, the provision is applications received since the 12th of March, but of course that's why you can have it on. But I do hear what you're saying, and Andrew, you've got your hand up.
I have. I believe that because this is the council only asks us for comments, it's neither resolution nor motion. I feel that whilst the full council meeting in public, we can make comments to the Borough Council about this application. But I agree with Sean, it is a totally unique and new application with a new reference number for one bungalow, not the two dwellings that was previously applied for. This is a new application, it should be considered as such. But I feel that we can pass our comments on this evening. Thank you.
Right. We don't know when we'll get the response from the Borough Council, do we, to see if we have an extension or not. If we don't get an extension, we will have to then obviously call another meeting to consider this.
Fran?
Yeah, thanks. I was just going to say, I haven't really been able to study the new plans, and I wouldn't want to pass any comments on without looking at the documentation first.
No.
But yeah.
So really, it seems like I think we should be waiting.
Unless we look at it now, but I mean, I don't know if that's a really good use of our time.
No, sorry, I've got John Walsh's hand up. Thank you, Fran. John?
I agree with Fran. I haven't had a chance to study it because it only came in a few hours ago. And in respect of this and the following one that's going to come up in a minute, when I looked on the Greater Yarmouth Borough Planning portal, we were unable to get in it. It obviously crashed. So how can we vote on something that we haven't seen? That's my view.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I would feel the same on that. If your extension comes through, all well and good, and then hopefully we can perhaps just have to have an extraordinary meeting or something to if you can't get the extension, just to secure that. That's it.
Yeah, so that seems to be the general consensus, and also this actually is going to apply to the next one, which is Barley House, Rye Gardens, their proposed single-storey side extension. Again, the clerk has asked for an extension on that today, realising that he hasn't even had any notification of it at all, although it is online now. So I think that speaks volumes, really. I think we better wait to see if we get an extension. Keith.
I was just going, again, just an observation on this, on the Rose Cottage application, the consultation documents, according to the Great Yarmouth Borough Council planning portal, were sent out on the 8th of March. So can we find out from, ask Great Yarmouth Borough why it's taken 10 days to get to us?
Yeah, I mean, Keith, I actually received them in the post today, and I shouldn't be even receiving them.
I've got to say, it says it was sent to June.
Yeah, and I received it today, so I don't know what's happened. I will contact them because I have to say the portal was down today for a lot
Yes, it
of
was.
today, and I was having trouble trying to get any idea of what was going on. So I will be contacting them to find out what's happening. I think partly, obviously, it's COVID. People are working from home, but it doesn't help us.
No, it doesn't. Not when they want a quick turnaround.
Okay, thank you. So we'll wait to see if we get an extension. And Jimmy, as you said, if you can contact Borough Council on this, that would be good. Thank you. So moving on to see planning decisions 0620 0673. It has been refused by Great Yarmouth Borough Council. So moving on, are there any planning decisions since the 12th of March? Not as far as we know.
No, John Walsh has his hand up.
Oh, okay. Yes, John.
Yeah, June, just to be totally clear, are we formally doing that for both the late applications, the Barley House and the Rose Cottage ones?
Yes, because it's exactly the same scenario. We haven't actually been officially notified yet.
But just as a point of interest, I'm sure that one by Gardens came up before about a side extension, a conservatory or something.
Yeah, this is another extension.
It, but it was granted by Greater Yarmouth Council later, as I recall.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. So this is the second.
Is this the same property or is it another property?
Same property. Same property, as far as I understand.
Okay, so I think we need to look at that in detail, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you. So moving on now to number 7, correspondence. To consider any and respond to any of the following correspondence. You've all had a copy of it. Any comments or anything? No? Okay, well, if not, we move on to the next item, which is finance. So A is to note bank reconciliations. You've all been sent the paperwork for that last week, I believe. If you've had a chance to look at that, and to note the accounts. Anybody wish to make any comment? So I have a proposer to note the bank reconciliation.
Keith Osborne.
I'll propose we acknowledge those.
Thank you. Frank, you've got your hand up as well.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Thank you. So we're proposing to accept the note bank reconciliation and to note the accounts.
Okay, so June, for or against?
4.
Andrew, for or against?
4.
Fran, for or against? 4. JR, for or against?
4.
Sean, for or against?
4.
Richard, for or against?
4.
And John Walsh, for or against?
4.
Thank you, motion carried.
Thank you. C is to approve the items for payment. So there is a list on there of the ones that are to be paid. Richard, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, there's 2 on there which I think ought to be held back. This ACL membership, £40, and the Norfolk ALC annual membership description, £245. There is another company doing it, Norfolk Parish Train and Support, doing exactly the same thing as they do. The service is just as good and everything, and that would only cost us about £100 for the year. And I think that should be looked at, where we could save there probably more than £186 a year. That's
Okay.
on that. Pardon?
Right, okay, thank you. We have used NALC for some time. Keith, you've got your hand up.
I was only going to ask Richard there, because within the NALC fee includes the management of the website.
This do everything that Note can do.
Okay,
Pardon?
and managing the website.
I'm saying that can do everything what Note can do. Do you want to
Okay.
ask your question?
Yes, thank you.
Right. Jimmy, are you able to come in on that? Do you have any views on this, please, as you are?
Yeah, I mean, all I can say is the invoice came in. We use NALC each year. Certainly, I can delay the payment and have a look during the period up to the next meeting and see what the opposition are offering and get back next month. I know NALC, they don't normally chase the invoice too much, so we could delay it easily by a month.
Okay, yes, that's a good idea. Andrew, you've got your hand up.
I believe that the organisation that Richard quoted is a training provider only. I don't think they offer all the support services that NALC do and the advice.
He's not right.
And especially, would you let me finish, please? And the NALC is affiliated to the National Association of Local Councils as well, and they lobby government on local councils' behalf, which I believe that the organisation you quoted, Richard, do not. But if we do more research, we'll find out.
Okay, thank you for that. Frank?
Yeah, I propose we accept those payments, less those two, and give Jimmy a chance to look into it for next month.
Yeah, I think I would second that.
Okay, thank you, Jane.
Sean, sorry, he's got his hand up as well. Sean?
Yes, I was just going to second that, Jane.
Oh, okay, yes, by all means.
You beat me to it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the motion is to make all of those payments except the ALC membership and the NALC membership.
Yeah.
So Andrew, for or against?
Against.
Keith, for or against?
Against.
Fran, for or against?
Yeah, Paul.
For. JR, for or against?
For.
Sean, for or against?
Yeah. Sorry, Jimmy. I've just thought, because one of them payments are mine, should I actually be voting on that?
I don't believe one of them is yours. It was. Let me just clarify.
Oh.
It's the ALC membership and the NALC membership.
So I think he's referring to the football net.
Yeah, because one of the payments is to me. Maybe I shouldn't be voting on that. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, I'm a bit confused here because I didn't hear football nets. Is football nets one of the ones not to be paid?
No, it's to pay. He's saying because he's
to be paid.
Oh, sorry, Sean.
To be paid, yeah.
I'll take it as an abstention and thank you.
Yeah.
Richard,
no
for or against?
For.
And John Walsh, for or against?
For.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Motion carried.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so in addition to that, we have should Fleggburgh Parish Council set up a direct debit for the annual ICO fee? The fee is compulsory, and by using direct debit, it would cost £35 per annum instead of 40. So that is actually a saving of £5. I think that personally is a good idea, and also I know we pay URM, and that's going out nearly every month, and I wondered whether that too, just as a suggestion, go on a direct debit. What do you think, Jimmy? Do you have any comments on that?
Yeah, I mean, what I would say is about the ICO, I sent the email out to everybody, and they did say if you do the direct debit, you save £5 a year, but on top of that, it is something we have to pay each year. So we can't not pay it.
No. Okay. Thank you. Richard, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, there's two other things I'd just like to say on this. That in future, this is on that land registry and these football nets. I think such as them things where at the moment the chairman can pay these anything under £100. But when that comes to items like that, I think should come up to the council.
Right, okay.
I mean, is it necessary? That should come up to the council to say, because I think you could, on one of these, you could get a lot more things coming in now.
Okay, thank you. Andrew, you've got your hand up.
If you are proposing a motion to pay by direct debit, it's not on the agenda, has not had the requisite 3 days advertisement for members of the public, so you can't decide it here tonight.
No, I think it's just be brought up to, you know, for us to consider. That is just a possibility, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
thank
can
you.
certainly put it on next month. Keith.
Is the parish council actually allowed to pay people with direct debit? I know it's for future discussion, but is that okay for us to be paid by a standing order direct debit?
I would obviously check the financial regulations.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Right, so we are now moving on to approve payment of invoices received since the 12th of March. So there's one here for Norfolk Alp, £72 for Councillor Walsh's training. This has already been agreed at a previous meeting that we pay this. Keith, you've got your hand up.
I only wanted John to confirm that he's actually completed the training.
Over to you, John.
Right, the training is in two parts. The first part was held last Monday, the 15th, and the second part is next Monday. They're both by Zoom meetings. The first meeting took 2.5 hours. In minute 10 of our parish council meeting held on the 17th of December, it was agreed to pay the fee of £80 plus VAT. So this invoice is actually lower, but there is going to be a further course finance for councillors, which is £30 plus VAT. But that's not being booked until June because that was the earliest date I could get in. So we'll be getting another invoice for that after June sometime, just to sort of clarify the situation.
Okay, thank you. Frank, you have your hand up.
This has already been approved. I don't know why we're wasting time talking about it now.
Well, okay, so are we agreeing for the payment? That's what it's on the agenda for. Are we agreed to pay the cheque?
Then.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got a proposer. Do we have a seconder?
Sean Haken.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Thank you. So the proposal is to pay June, for or against?
For.
Andrew, for or against?
For.
Keith, for or against?
For.
Fran, for or against?
For.
JR, for or against?
For.
Richard, for or against?
For.
And John Walsh, shall I put you as an abstain?
Yeah, abstain. I would say 4 because no, it's got to be paid.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So that completes the voting. Looking at the time, thank you very much. We've just got over a minute left of this part of the meeting. So the last bit on this agenda is the reinvestment of money into a higher investment account. Well, we're just rolling that over because there's no change at the moment. So when we resume, we'll come back to neighbourhood development plan, which will be item 9 on the agenda. So don't forget, you need to log into the second part of the meeting for 15:15.
Okay, would you like me to end the meeting now then?
Can't we
well,
keep going just in case that keeps on?
Fran,
Yeah, I think
would
so.
you like to start on the...
Yeah, okay. So I just, obviously everyone, well, I hope all councillors received a document from Louise ahead of this meeting. And I just want to go through the feedback table, which is on page 4. Sorry, yeah, page 4. And it has the local green spaces, the summary of responses from landowner, and how it was considered by the working group and their comments. And obviously Louise has added why they all fit the criteria